Good morning, everybody. Welcome, or afternoon. I don't know when you are listening to this, but welcome to Two Moms Save the World with Uzma and Kate. Uzma, tell me how your morning was.
Oh, my morning was amazing. I grounded. I had my Hawaiian Kona coffee. I'm having my lovely tea time now and sitting with my good friend Kate. How much better can it be?
That's
And I have a surprise because we like to surprise ourselves what we're going to talk about.
right.
But first, I want to know your morning. How did your morning go?
My morning went well. It's supposed to rain here today. We've had a couple, I don't know, it's been spitting outside. That's it. And so I'm a little miffed because I was looking forward to torrential rain and lightning and thunder. We don't get that here much. And I know when I lived in Maryland, there were, we could go 2 weeks without seeing the sun, and that I don't like. I need a blend of them. I need to know that there is a month that I'm going to get some really great rainstorms and some, hour-long thunderstorms here in Colorado. Or if I lived in Maryland, I need to know that it's not going to be 2 weeks of gray, right?
Yeah.
Where is that place that I should be living that has a little bit of a blend of both?
I couldn't tell you. My head is all in California right now.
Oh yeah. Where in California would you, if you moved to
San
California?
Francisco.
Yes. We looked at moving
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Because the
Actually,
weather is not hot. You wear a jacket, which is fine. And the sun is always out.
yes. When I
Yeah.
was there, I went to Alcatraz and it rained and it thundered. Ooh, maybe I should move to San Francisco.
Yeah.
It was, the cost of living there was just off the charts.
Yeah.
So we came to
I'm thinking a
Colorado.
little more south, like Palo Alto, San Jose, like that type of.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
One of my favorite towns there?
What?
Santa Cruz.
Oh yeah. I love Santa Cruz. Yes. We went there over Thanksgiving and had lunch on the pier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I like Santa Barbara too,
Yes.
but that's more near LA.
Yes. Yes, it is. So I'm excited and intrigued about what we're going to talk about today.
Well, you know what? I focus on empty nesters and, moms in midlife, their 40s, 50s. And a lot of what has been coming up in my Facebook groups and everything else is self-love. How we feel empty, we don't have that self-love, or when stuff is going on, we're not compassionate or kind to ourselves. And I know last week, you were also having a little bit of stuff going on. So I wanted to connect the self-love with what's going on with you.
Yeah.
And see your process of how you got out of it and how self-love is needed when you're down, because so many moms, they're down and they don't know how to get out of that circle or that, anxiety or overwhelm. They just sit in it and they become more and more of a victim and go in that rabbit hole. And how you were able to
pull myself out of it.
Exactly.
So think about this for a moment, because I just thought about this, and this is part of my petulance, because I said to you, Monday, I had to shut myself away because I was just in such a bad place emotionally. I felt like a toddler. I wanted things right now. I want it my way right now. That's just how I felt, the energy that was coming up. But think about this. I think sometimes because I've been doing this for so long, that I over self-love.
Okay.
Right. That sometimes it becomes a little, my world becomes a little me oriented, and I stopped thinking about others.
Okay. But that's okay sometimes.
I think so. I think so. But that's, yeah. I mean, how do you feel about that statement there? Do you think that's even possible to love yourself too much?
I think you should love yourself too much, because I feel like if you love yourself too much, then if the energy that you give to everybody else, you still have stuff for yourself. That's how I look at it. Right? If you're in the middle of self-love, or if you don't give yourself self-love or self-compassion, we're always giving and doing and serving everybody else. So if you're overfull, I think that's awesome, because you will have more to give and still have some in your cup.
Yeah. Well, what you said about all the time we've spent serving other people. So I think I'm seeing a huge pendulum swing from when I used to do that, right, to like, I still do some of that, probably still more than I should be. And I think that's where it came from, that when I had to shut myself away, because I'm starting to set bigger boundaries, push back even more of things that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
I just don't fucking want to do them, and I'm not going to
Yeah.
do them, but I've done them before. Right. So the expectation of Kate and what she will do is not, is a perspective that maybe shouldn't be perceived anymore. Right.
Yeah,
Does that make any
exactly.
sense?
That makes so much sense. That's exactly what I'm trying to get out of, because I think also as we get older, we set better boundaries and we're better at it too. Because I remember being younger, my mom being like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I would think, oh my gosh, she's so mean. She's so strict,
Yeah.
because I was still like, okay, sure, I'll do it. I'll do it. People pleasing and just being
Yes.
overwhelmed. And then, you have kids, you have a husband, or a partner or whatever, and then you're angry at them, you're tired of having the kids, and you're not enjoying life, you're just going
Yeah.
through the motions.
Exactly.
Right. And now,
yeah, and you've got that voodoo doll in the background, you're sticking them all with, right.
exactly. Oh, I need somebody to bake cake at this party, and you've got like 50 other things. I'll bake it. And then you're baking the cake, you're like, oh, I wish I could,
but you know why you wanted to bake that cake?
People pleaser. I want everybody to like me.
Yeah, there's more to it than that, because you know that you will make that cake from scratch, right? And at least this is why I would bake the cake. And I know that other person would pick it up at the grocery store or whatever, right? So there was always, and maybe that's the perfectionism in me as well, that I'd be like, even if I wasn't going to eat that cake, it's really, I know you're going to buy that cake at the grocery store. So I'm going to step it to the plate and make that cake, because I know you're not going to make a cake and I can do this better than you.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it still happens. Yeah, exactly. That's how it is. But it still happens to me sometimes in life. Like somebody will be like, hey, everybody come to this party and we're gonna dress up really cute. And I'll like make the effort and I'll dress up really cute and everybody will just be wearing jeans. And I'm like,
gotcha.
So I still also sometimes revert back to pleasing others and everybody else not caring.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I probably wouldn't go to that party if there was a mandatory thing. This is the rebel in me. I've always been this way. I was in a sorority, and the minute they said mandatory, I'm like, I'm out. I'm not doing
really?
it.
Oh my gosh. So you've always been strong and been able to set your boundaries, it seems like. I have not been at all.
Yeah, I haven't always, because it depends. My sorority sisters were different than my family. Right.
Right.
So like family has these expectations of you, and and I had my president come and visit me, and she's like, you owe like $600 in fines. And I'm like, that too, I'm not doing.
Yeah. I think the thing is that we're always, at least our generation has been brought up, be kind, be nice, serve, don't tell people how you feel, don't be a Debbie Downer. And so we just never said anything. So we just built it up and we kept it in ourselves. So the self-talk just became really bad. Right.
And let's be very clear. This is women, right?
Yes,
men don't do this.
No.
Yeah. So this is the patriarchal society that we've lived in, and women have always been asked to serve, asked to serve. And so this is just ancestral trauma that we are all carrying.
Yeah. And I still do this, like with my family. If I don't want to do something, I'll tell my husband, you say no. Because if you say no, they'll say, oh, he's tired, he doesn't feel like doing it, it's okay. If I say no, then it's like, oh my gosh, she said no. Exactly.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be part of our family. She doesn't want to do this. She always does this, or they'll be like, come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it.
Right.
Right. I'll be like, no. And I'll keep on saying no. And then I'll give in, because I'm just like, okay. So it still happens.
That's crazy. You don't block them.
I don't block. I should block.
You should. I'm going to block you. Just tell them, don't keep pushing me on and block you.
Yeah. So I mean, like, even though I'm so much better at it
Yeah.
because I practice a lot more self-love, and the person I was 20 years ago is not the person I am now. And people will come up to me like, you changed, you're so different. And people gravitate to me more because I'm more confident in myself, because I'm more compassionate. I do more things with myself, and I've set my boundaries. Like
Better
now when
energy. Yeah.
better energy. Oh my gosh.
Well, you right now are doing a challenge in self-love.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
how do you take care of yourself?
Well, what I'm doing is, like, after the challenge, I will get something yummy to eat, something big that I don't usually, and I'll sit and I'll watch a movie by
Ooh.
myself. You know, and I'm like, okay, that's how I'm expending my energy. Usually I would walk or I do something else, but for me, I know that what I need my comfort food and my time just watching and zoning out.
Are you going to watch a movie today?
Yes, actually, last night I started Tammy Faye.
Oh shit, man. I remember, like, I was just out of high school when that all went down. I was working at the beach that summer, and I was working at the store, and we had these like Tammy Faye t-shirts. It was just this like face of this woman with makeup all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Scandalous.
the lady who plays it, Jessica something, is amazing. Oh my God, she is so good. So I'm watching it for her acting. She actually won a best female.
Is it Jessica Chastain?
I think that might be it.
Yeah. I saw that she won something. I'm like, what the hell's she been in
Yeah,
lately?
best
I don't know.
actress. I mean, it
Okay.
was
Tammy
so
Faye.
good. Yeah, exactly. So that's, and I really like to talk to moms about self-care, because we all say we're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to get the mani. We're going to go for a walk. We're going to do yoga. We say it, but because we expend our energy to so many other people, when it comes time to us, we're drained.
Yeah.
We have no energy to do stuff for ourselves. So I think you're over loving yourself is amazing. It gives you that, little packet to just keep in storage.
Yeah, I guess it was emotionally well, yeah, I was just going through some shit, but what I did realize is that I need to find myself a therapist, because I know what's going on in my head. I know what's going on, like, so I can actually say, hey, therapist, here's my problem, but I don't know how to fix it. Right. Like, I know what I should be doing, but it's a perspective change I need. So I need a professional to help me through that. But God, how amazing is it that I realized that, okay.
Well, I was just about to say that, that is self-love in itself.
Yes.
Holding yourself accountable and supporting yourself and getting support, because
Yes.
you knew that you know that you are a priority and you need to feel better.
Yeah.
So you are going to go and get support. So many of us, we just sit in it, right?
Yeah.
And we just live in it, and we say, oh, we'll do it on our own. We don't need support. We'll figure it out. We'll look on Google. We'll just deal with it. This is my life. And
Right.
it doesn't have to be your life, right?
It doesn't have to be.
No.
It 100% doesn't have to be. And, and I thought I could get through a lot of stuff on my own, because I have all the tools, and, every once in a while you just really need, like, even a therapist needs a therapist, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just like a coach needs a coach.
Yeah. Everybody needs someone to give them a little different shift in their perspective.
Exactly.
Or to see something that maybe I can't see about myself.
Exactly. And I always say that there's a recipe to your desires, your purpose, and the life that you want. And it's self-love, self-compassion, self-confidence, and self-care. And what do they all have in common, Kate? The word self.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you take care of yourself, then
right. But you know what's so funny, and I think, like, look, I've read the Bible once in an archaeology class, so it was really for that. But I know, like, they in the Bible, there is a lot of, like, you need to take care of yourself, right? But so the thing that drives me in fucking furious is I grew up in the Catholic Church, right, talking about the Bible, but we're not taught to take care of ourselves. We're taught to take care of other people.
Yes.
Right. So I find that disconnect there is huge. And once you're able to take care of yourself, then that's when life gets really good. Like, you're supposed to take care of yourself. When the universe sees you taking care of yourself, it's like, oh, we're going to send you all the good stuff, right? It wants you to take care of yourself. You are a priority because you have a purpose here. So you've got to, and it is in taking care of yourself and making yourself happy and finding joy in everything that you do that helps you walk the path that you're supposed to be walking. And so many people miss that. So if you're unhappy, you've got to reach out. You've got to figure out a way to turn that around, because you're not supposed to be that way.
So true. And it helps in your relationships with your kids, with your partners, with
Yeah.
your life, with everything. Once you take care of yourself, everything falls into place,
That's
right? It's
true.
because you're unaligned and you're not self-confident. You don't know what you want. So if somebody says something, instead of saying, hey, that's not what I believe, or that's not how I feel, you're like, yeah, that person said I'm not good, so I'm not good. They're right.
Right.
You know, we start
Yeah.
believing, you know, like
Yeah.
one example I was given is, I don't know, I like cake. I just said cake the other day. So this is another example of cake.
Cake.
You know, you make a cake from scratch, you eat it, and you're like, God, this is the best cake. Somebody else will come by and be like, it's okay, I've eaten better. All of a sudden, this cake that you think is the best cake in the world, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, it's okay. You know, so we change our beliefs, what you really
Based on other
believe
people. Right.
based
Why
on
do we
other
do that?
people. Because we want to be accepted.
Ah,
Because we want to be accepted, number one, and we don't accept ourselves. Once you accept yourself, then you don't want that acceptance from other people.
so that's your fight or flight instinct,
Yeah.
right? You need to be part of the tribe, the group, because that's how you stayed alive back in the day.
Yeah.
Because
Because the thing is, once you say, oh my God, that cake is so delicious, and I made it, and I'm such a good cook, somebody else comes along and be like, you might not like it, but I do. It's the best cake I've ever eaten. And that's how you want to speak. You don't want to be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It isn't that great. I could make a better one next time. You're just listening to what they're saying, and you're not living the life that you desire and that you want.
Right. In your alignment. And you maybe tell that person that they've got, I don't know, they've got
bad taste buds. Yeah. See, we said it again. Yeah, I always say that, you know, if you don't have self-love, you've got toxins in your body, you've got terrible mindset, and you know, there's tension.
Yeah. And you know, the negativity, you know, this is one thing I've become super aware of, you know, just negativity in general. I mean, if you just think about it, if you do understand that everything is energy, it causes disease.
Yeah.
It just does. So, you know, a lot of times if you're starting to feel a little off, just cleaning up your energy, just figuring out how you can be more positive. And I know it's not, you can't be positive all the time. We're just
No,
not
you can't.
programmed to do
Exactly.
that. But moving to a place of just, you know, I don't know, living in a higher vibration is really important, because it does bring better health with it.
Well, giving yourself 5 to 10 minutes a day to take a breath, to meditate, to walk out in nature, that starts a process of self-love. Just something little that you're like, oh, I did this for my day. So how did you get out of your, yeah, like, give us a tip.
Well, first of all, understanding I was in a shit mood and I didn't want to bring everybody with me. So I locked myself away. But then the other thing is, you know, when you're in the moment, it's hard to believe this, but knowing that you won't always be in this moment, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not always happy. You're not always unhappy either. So knowing that tomorrow's another day, is really, I think, what helped the most. And I do meditation a lot when I'm in that space. And whatever I feel like if I'm in a shit mood, sometimes I'll do some guided meditations to open my heart chakra, or, you know, whatever. I'll just flip through YouTube until I see something that's like the length of time that kind of suits me. And I find that really helps too. And I have the Calm app, not the paid one, just the free version, because I like their rain. They've got like a rain and thunderstorm background.
Right.
So I think one morning I sat for like 35 minutes just listening to that, and really not trying to get too much else out of my meditation, but just sitting in silence, listening to that rain in the background. When negative thoughts were coming into my head, being able to kind of cancel them out. And so just trying to clear it. So just many different ways, and just asking your body, literally asking yourself what you need. And that day, it literally was no decisions, don't get out of bed. But I think we all miss a really big opportunity for self-care every day when we shower too, right? How many
Yes.
times do you race through the shower when
Yeah.
you could? I try to always think about, the water running over me and taking a moment and practicing mindfulness
Yes.
to help me get out of that. So a lot of times, like I'll take a bath or a shower too, to get out of, help me shift my mood a bit.
Right.
But honestly, I think mostly just sitting with it that day is what helped me get out of
Yeah.
it, just working through it.
Well, you went through the perfect steps. That was amazing. You went
Oh.
through you noticed how you felt.
Yeah.
Then you went through the awareness of being aware that, you need to just stay in your own little cubby.
Yeah.
And then you started working on self-care with meditation.
Yeah.
And then you worked on mindset. So you really went through the 4 steps and were amazing. You
Check
went
me
through
out.
yeah, exactly. You noticed, you were aware, you changed your mindset, and then you took care of yourself. Awesome, Kate.
Oh, thank
Congratulations.
you. Well, I got to
Yeah.
say, so that was Monday. Tuesday was better, but Wednesday went downhill fast too. And it was just, and I find this, and I know you do too. Like I'm at work and I'm talking to people and everybody's like having a really shitty week.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we're all going through something, but it's so important to understand that we are a collective, right? We are
Yeah.
all connected. So if you get a majority of the collective that's starting to feel shitty, they're going to pull the rest of them with
Yeah.
them at some point. I mean, you're going to have some people that are just happy anyway. But it really is, when you think about it, how many times have you been in like a really great mood? And yes, that radiates to people around you. People around you are just already in a good mood, right? This is the
exactly.
collective energy that we all pull each other through a lot. So that's why it's so important to try to be to try to get yourself out from that and be positive, to really help the collective have a more positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like last week, I was not down, but I was busy crazy. Like there was just so much going in my world, getting ready for my challenge.
Yeah.
So I know what, so I think the way that last week was crazy week, but everybody was in a different state.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you had to be
Frenetic
alone.
energy. Yeah.
Exactly. Like you had to be alone, but I could not talk to anyone. I was in the zone and my mind was like, is this email going out? Is this happening? Is that happening? So I was just really hyper. And like this week, I'm keeping up my energy, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like all that happened last week is the residue this week. Do you feel kind of like?
Yes. Yeah. And you always feel like that, like through a challenge, you've got the energy going, and then after you're just drained. And I feel that for you.
So I just, gonna do some good stuff for myself after this week and take a break. Yeah.
Tell me how Tammy Faye goes. So the movie that I really liked, it's on Netflix, Ophelia. Did I tell you I watched that?
You did. Yeah. That's on my list.
Yeah. I liked how it ended.
Okay. That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. So I guess, what do you call it? The main thing is to, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Self-love.
Self-care, self-love is so important.
So important. And for us to get to our goals, to our desires, to the next step in life, for any relationship, you need to take care of yourself because you have to be full. And if you can be over full, I think that's awesome. And it's not selfish. It's selfless.
You've been taught it's selfish. You've been
Yes.
taught it's selfish. So you've got to turn that around. Well, and I know you're doing 5 days of self-love. And in my program, I tried to jam that into a week or into one lesson, and I can. It's going to be 2 lessons next time because there's so much to it, right?
So much.
Like
and it's a process, right?
It
because
is.
the first day you're just like, what is self-love? What is happening to me? And then by day 5, you're like, okay, I get it.
It's more than just taking a bath.
Yeah. It's more than taking a bath. It's really inner peace and nourishing yourself. I love the word nourish. I've been using that a lot lately.
It is a good word.
Such a good, because it is a word that takes care of everything that has to do with self-love.
Yes.
Nourish. Yeah. I love that.
I love it too.
Awesome.
Well, this has been a really great chat. Thanks for asking me about self-love, because I swear to God, I wanted to murder everybody last Monday. Like that's another reason I had to shut myself up. Thank God Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we haven't had a chat in a long time, just the two of us either.
I know we haven't. We've had a lot of guests on, and I think we just have one guest next week, and then you and I get to chat about something. Let's think
I
of
know.
something really juicy to chat about.
Okay, let's think about something really juicy. If any of our viewers has any juiciness.
Oh yeah, email us.
If they watch on YouTube, right? So
Yeah.
you get
And
the
if there's
YouTubes before you get the audio.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And if there's something that you would love to hear us talk about, something you would like to hear our perspective on,
Yeah.
definitely send us a message. We would love to do that.
Awesome. Don't forget to listen, share, watch, like, and spread the word. Two moms save the world. Take care, Kate.
You too, Uzma. Bye.
Bye.